Today we have the full set spoilers for Duelist Advance along with the imports and the other cards for the world premieres. So let's go over the world premieres and the imports first, starting off with the brand new imports from the set. Now, a lot of people were thinking Sky Strikers were going to be imported here, but apparently not. But we have Galaxy Wardrake, and this is a good one for your Galaxy Eyes decks and your Blue Eyes decks, so there's that. You have the Uka no Mitsune no Tamayura in here as an import for your Ancient Fairy Dragon decks, and also good for Yummy as well, I believe, for some builds, but I'm not too sure. Then we have Moon Maiden, or Moon Magician, and Moon Gardener, both being imported already when the OCG just got them, so I think we might have an end of the year set for the Sky Striker support, and that's going to be very weird for Nationals and Worlds because a lot of cards aren't going to be legal for them. Now let's get into the new world premieres, the remaining ones that we haven't seen yet. We have number 81, Bulu, or Bui, the Dawn's Light. It's a dark level 3 fiend effect monster with 1000 attack, 1500 defense, and monsters in your leftmost and rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target one fiend monster you control, negate its effects, and if you do, special summon this card. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one mutiny in the sky once per turn. So overall, it's a very interesting card for fiend decks, and it's also level 3, so I definitely think that Burning Abyss can utilize this very well. Next up, we have Loose the Dusk's Dark. It's a dark level 8 Fiend Fusion effects with 3500 attack and 3000 defense that takes 3 Fiend and or Fairy monsters in your graveyard. Monsters in your leftmost and rightmost main monster zones cannot be destroyed by card effects, and you can only use each of the following effects of Loose the Dark's or the Dusk's Dark once per turn. You can target one card your opponent controls, send one Fiend or Fairy monster from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that card. And if another card you control is destroyed by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. Overall, a really powerful fusion monster, very good for your Burning Abyss decks, your Dark Lords, Libromancer, and many other decks, honestly. So overall, I definitely think that this is going to be a good fusion monster for a lot of decks. Now, how are you going to be fusion summoning this? Because it takes monsters in your graveyard. Well, we have Mutiny in the Sky. It's a new normal spell card, and it fusion summons one Fiend or Fairy fusion monster from your extra deck by sending Fiend and or Fairy monsters from your graveyard and puts them back into the deck as material. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can send one Fiend or Fairy monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, add this card to your hand, and you can only use each effect of Mutiny in the Sky once per turn. Now, these cards would have been amazing for something like Dark World, but they send but not discard. So that's kind of sad when you look at it, but that's completely fine because you're going to be running these in Dark World or in Burning Abyss and Dark Lords for sure. Then we have the Steel Stringed Sacrifice. It's a common, a level 1 warrior effect monster with 800 attack and 1000 defense, and this is Monarch support. As if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can reveal one level 5 or higher monster in your hand, then activate one of these effects, but you cannot use... but you can only use each effect of Steel String Sacrifice once per turn, and during the end phase of this turn, lose 1000 life points if you did not normal summon the revealed monster, or a monster with the same original name as after activating this effect. Special summon this card from your hand, add this card from your graveyard to your hand, or banish this card from your graveyard, and if you do, add a level 5 or higher monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this helps get to your Monarch monsters back from the graveyard, and I really do like this. It gives you additional tribute fodder, it gives you a way to recycle itself back, and it just gives you... It's like a Treeborn Frog, where you can constantly just get it back to your hand, reveal, summon it out, tribute it off, summon. So it's kind of a little faster Treeborn Frog. Then we have Exceed Lay. It is an equip spell, and it's a very interesting one in my opinion. The equip monster gains 200 attack for each Exceed material on the field. Once per turn, you can activate the following effects based on the equip monster's card type. Exceed, detach 2 materials from a monster you control, set one Exceed spell or trap card from your deck. Or other, special summon one monster with the same level as the equip monster from your hand in defense position, but negate its effects, and you can only activate one XC delayed per turn. So overall, it's a very interesting card. And one of the weird things is that Exceed materials aren't actually on the field, they're under Exceed monsters, so that's a weird way of putting it, because back in 2013, they made it where they're not considered on the field. So, are we going to be going back to that? But I don't think so. And then, finally, we have Psychic Omni Blaster for our Psychic decks. It's a Wind, level 7 Psychic Synchro Effect monster with 2500 attack and 2000 defense, and it takes 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. Each time your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, except during the damage step, you can pay 2,000 life points and declare one card type, monster, spell, or trap, but you can only declare each card type once per turn to activate this effect of Psychic Omni Blaster, to look at one random card in your opponent's hand, and if it is the declared type, apply these effects in sequence, skip over any that do not apply. This card cannot be destroyed by the effects of declared cards type this turn, and banish that card you looked at face up until the end phase. So it's a way to hand rip a card out of the hand, so it's quite interesting to see. We're getting a new hand rip synchro monster, but overall, it's definitely interesting for the rest of the imports, or imports and exclusives. And now finally, let's get into the set list, and honestly, it's quite interesting because we have gotten the set lists, or we've gotten all the ultra rares and secret rares already over the course of the past few days, and we still don't have the Gagaga, or the 000 of the set, which should be Gagaga Magician, the alternate art that the OCG got. But as we can see here, here's all the secret rares and ultra rares of the set, and these select cards will be Starlight Rare, which is quite nice. So overall, this breakdown is very cool, and I really do like it. Now, I do have to say that the super rares are very understandable. All the Automat stuff are super rare and above outside of the spells and traps. We could just keep going. We could see Mind Producers a super rare, along with Tessera, the Primal Squire, so Monarch's got some holographics cards to go into their deck again. We have Morgana, the Witch of the Eyes, which is a super rare, which a lot of people already called, along with Lunalite, Liger Dancer, and Perfume Dancer. So both of your fusion monsters are super rare, while the Silver Cat is a common, and your Masquerade is a common. Then we also have First of the Dragon Lords as a super rare, Silent Psychic Magician as a super rare, MK2 Blaster is a super, Heroic Champion Magnum Excalibur's a common, which is very interesting. Then after that, we have other stuff like Argo Star, Aventress Aeron, and that was confirmed as an Ultra Starlight, Vanquish Soul of Rocks being super rare. Then we go Valen, the Super Sky Blaster, the rank 5 is a common. So that is very crazy because a lot of people were expecting it was going to be a high rarity card. Let's see, anything else to talk about? Parallel Teleporters, super rare. Primite Fusion's another super rare. And then we get Monarchic Perfection as a super rare as well. And honestly, overall, this set's very interesting to see what there is to offer. But overall, the set spoiler for Duelist Advance is out and into the public, and I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you all in the next video.